In this video I'm going to talk about preparing these cars for storage and how basically I'm not doing it. Yes, you won't be surprised to learn, but when it comes to storing my cars while I'm away in New Zealand for 5 months, I'm not doing very much. It's just not really my style. My two main concerns are batteries, which are easily disconnected, and none of my cars are that fussy, so it's not a big problem, and fuel, which is why Took is currently opening her little mouth there. And Liqui Moly have very kindly sent me this. It's come direct from Germany, which is why it's in German, but it is available, I believe, in UK and US markets, and it's a fuel stabilizer. Benzin Stabilisator. That's a really rubbish German accent. So yeah, that's my concern, because modern fuels just go off so quickly and can cause all sorts of issues. I took Ellie off the road one winter 2 years ago, and she ran like an absolute pig for about a month afterwards. So I'm hoping that this stuff is going to help me out. And what you do is you squeeze it up. I'll try and demonstrate that a bit more clearly. And it fills the little dosing part at the top. And what you want is 25 ml per 5 litres of fuel. Took has a 20 litre tank, I think, and it's about half full. So I'm going to give her 2 squirts of this. I didn't plan that out. It's got a child-proof cap on it, which makes getting it undone while holding a gimbal quite tricky. I don't think that was in the business model when they were developing it. There we go. I've got my 25 ml, so I'll pour 1 in. And I'll do that again. It's very similar to when we had to add additives to the petrol. There we go. That's been added in. And what will happen is that'll get shaken up the next time we go for a drive, and sloshed about, mixed with the fuel. It'll run through the engine. So by the time I get her to the unit, which is over 10 minutes away, they recommend you run for 10 minutes before decommissioning. That should be going through the system, so the carburettor will be full of the reworked fuel and everything else. I did the Matiz in a real rush. The Matiz is now in the storage, yeah, it was in a real rush because we were unloading a van, and yeah, I had to get her in, and of course she won't restart, so pain in the backside. She also had a full tank of fuel, so I just dosed it up and drove her back and forth a bit to try and get everything sloshing around, and in she went. With the other cars, they've got a bit more driving to do still. The recommendation from Liqui Moly is to actually add this stuff when you refuel. Unfortunately, I think the City Rover is the only car that is going to require refueling before it goes into storage. The others already have full tanks, because I'm not very good at planning. And to be honest, the stuff came before I'd planned, and yeah, all the cars have got plenty of fuel ahead of me going away. So that was a bit foolish on my part, but Foxanne will be next to do, and that means we can do a garage update. And yeah, it's emptying out. So by the time I get Foxanne herself out of here, I really will be almost done, which is good because I don't have many days to play with now. We're 1 week from going, and I keep distracting myself by making videos like this. So there may be a gap in videos for a while. I've got a couple sitting that haven't actually been published yet, including a Peugeot 505 Estate, which I will try and get edited up and online as soon as possible. But yeah, I keep distracting myself and making new videos, which wasn't meant to be the plan at all. So Foxanne will have her dose. I can't fill Foxanne's tank because it leaks. So, and her fuel gauge doesn't work, so I really don't know how much fuel is in there. I think I'm going to guess at 10 litres, so I'll put a 10 litre dose in, and hopefully that will be sufficient to keep gremlins at bay. But yeah, it's starting to not feel like my garage. I still need to sort through this. Some is going in the bin, and some could be useful screws or bits of tent peg. You never know when a random tent peg might be useful. Apparently I've got quite a lot of bent tent pegs. Also some Rapid Renovator from Autoglim just sitting around, which I used on the Skoda Favourite to try and bring it back. So yeah, and all this stuff The previous owner had fitted this stuff over the windows to try and act as insulation, but all that happened is it just disintegrated, got covered in cobwebs and bugs, and now looks absolutely disgusting. That's all right, it's soon not going to be my problem, because I will be in another disgusting unit which is rapidly filling up with rubbish and looking absolutely terrible. Is there a link here, I wonder? But yes, what we pondered at, that's all I'm going to do with the cars is fuel and disconnect the batteries. Tyres, I might pump the tyres up a bit, just slightly, to try and keep them round, but to be honest, I don't think 5 months is likely to do that much damage to the tyres. If I was storing a car for a year or more and knew it wouldn't move at all in that time, I'd probably put it on axle stands or at least on some wheels that don't matter. But you know, Ellie had a good 18 months off the road some time ago, but I didn't do anything. I just disconnected the battery and that was it. I would go and see her every few months just to roll her around. Keeps the brakes nice and free, but that was it. So yeah, mostly I'm hoping that when I take the cars over, the weather will be dry. It's wet at the moment, but we've just taken the Matiz over, and we were fluky lucky. It was absolutely fine, lovely and dry on the way over. So hopefully I can get my timing right and get the cars in dry, so I'm not having to worry about them being full of moisture inside and out. But there you go, that's just a little bit about what's going on with the fleet at the moment. I need to go and get back to packing, which is thrilling. Really, I'm so in love with cardboard boxes, can't get enough of them. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go to find out about what I'm getting up to in New Zealand, and I shall see you in a future video. Farewell.